Hello children, last class we studied the class has the basis of all computation part 4. Now today we will study the part 5. In the part 4 we have studied the internal contents of a classes, that is as a specifier, instance variable, class variable, local variable, constructor and member method. Constructor we will study in the next classes in details, but little explanation I will give you. Constructor are the member method which are used to initialize instance variable. They possess the same name as the class name. Member method. The methods that are defined within a class are known as member method. The member method basically deal with the instance variable of the class. The process of declaring and defining a method is already mentioned in the previous chapter. So we call as a member method. In this video, we are learning about static keyword. Static keyword are of two types: static data member that we call as a static variable and static method. Let us first see how to create a static variable. It is just simple. You have to write static before the variable description. For example, static in data. Now, what are the properties of static variable? Static variable are unique because only one copy of static variable is created and it is shared by all the objects of that class. And let us understand with the help of an example. Here I have created a class demo with static variable and static counter, an instant variable and has an instant counter. Now this method counter just incremented both the variable by 1, and void display count will simply display the value of both the variables. Inside our main method, I have created three objects, R1, R2 and R3 of our class demo. And this object called the counter method. And the end display count method is called the method object and it will display the value. So output of this program will be static will be 3 and instance will be 1. Now let us understand how it is happen. According to definition, only one copy of static variable is created and it's shared by all the object. That means static counter created only once in memory and all the object can access that variable. When R1 object called as the counter method, the instance counter incremented by 1 and static variable is incremented by 1. Same procedure occur when R2 object has the counter method called the instance count incremented by 1 and static variable is incremented by 1. Finally, when R3 called of counter method, instance counter in R3 is incremented by 1 and static is incremented by the 3. So in this way you will get the output as static count 3 and instance count 1. Now we study the concept of static method. How to create a static method? Just write the static keyword in front of method declaration. Example, static void calculate. But static method belong to the class. It means you can call static method from anywhere by using its class name. For example, class website. How to call the static method site name? We do not need to create any object of website class. We can simply write class name website dot site, and dot site is the method name. So this is called our method. Restriction of static method. You cannot call non-static variable or method directly in static method. For example, in our class practice, you can't call non-static variable or method in our class main. If the float pi is static, then you can call it inside the main class. If we remove the static keyword, then you can call non-static variable in our static method. And this another restriction. There is another restriction. We can use this and super keyword. This keyword, in simple word, this keyword is used to refer any number of the current object. Let's see the first use of this keyword. Here I created a class employee with 2 integers and 1 string name. And parameterized constructor are created to assign the values to the variable. Here we are using this keyword with instant variable because the name of the parameterized constructors and instance variable are same. So this .id means that id variable are actually instance variable of class employee. You must think that we simply change the name of parameters and then we do not need this keyword. If you simply change the name of the parameter, then there is no use of this keyword. So this parameter name does not make any sense, that in ins, I, n, s. So this is considered as a bad programming. So our class has the basis of computation theory is over. Hope you have understood this theory part. If you finding any difficulty in the theory part, you can call me or text me. So next video we will solve Java program we will solve from the textbook. Thank you, my dear children.